everybody. There's a lot of energy. Welcome to Ask The Animators. My name is Timothy J. Ingersoll, and here's my partner in crime,
Brian Curl, born to be an animator.
Born to be an animator. What a cool name, too, Brian Curl. He should have been a surfer, though, I think. I don't know. Well, I mean, we have a lot to talk about. We got some stuff to go over later, too, about Animation Y'all and upcoming superstar guest.
Yes.
And I'm thrilled to talk to him. And really, I think I saw him a couple of years back at CTN for just a few minutes, but I enjoy this guy so much. But yeah, so we do have about 4 questions, I think, and then some fun, interesting news topics. But so should I head it off then, Brian?
Go ahead. You hit it.
Okay. So we got Bruce from Kentucky. If you could reboot any classic cartoon with today's animation technology, which one would you choose and why? Wow. You know what? I thought about this. I mean, I looked at this before here, and I'm wondering what my answer might be. Two come to mind. One is, it sounds silly, but Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh, I remember Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah.
1970s, and it was like I was in my prime of, being a cartoon geek. Warner Brothers. I'd watch Looney Tunes. When Hong Kong Phooey came out, it was something different and kind of fun, and like, okay, this is this dog that knows how to do martial arts, but he's also like a secret agent, and it's just some fun stuff.
Right.
I had a lunchbox. Remember?
I did too. Yeah.
That's how old we are. I mean, lunch boxes, everybody. And probably Pink Panther. Brian actually gave me a cell a year or two ago. It was really cool. He's got more cell than I got, and I should have a ton of them. But I think Pink Panther is just, it's nostalgic, but it's just fun, and the music's always great. Or whatever his name is. But yeah, I think that would be a fun 2 choices. That would be I would pick. What would you pick?
If I could do one today, I think it would be the Jetsons. The Jetsons, and I'm trying to think whether I would want to do it in 2D or 3D. Yeah. I'm training in 3D, but I really love the 2D style. Maybe even a hybrid of the two.
Yeah, there you go. Things are going that way.
Yeah, you can do a hybrid.
That's a great answer. I love it.
3D, but kind of like the Demon Pop Hunters, Hot Pop Demon Hunters, and Spider-Verse, that type of deal might be kind of neat. It would be neat. Some of those shows you think, okay, why aren't they making the Flintstones in 3D? But because of the style of them, I think it would almost be that, what do they call it when things don't look right in 3D? The Uncanny Valley. Stuff. I think that it could go that way on those kind of shows, so it would need to kind of stay cartoony.
Yeah, and they can do that now, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, that's a great one. I can hear the music now. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
That's in some of your younger. Really?
All right. And Kim from Arkansas. With AI becoming more common in animation, what skills should young animators focus on to stay valuable in the industry? It's a good question.
That's a good question.
We've talked about how we feel like AI needs to be looked at as a tool to speed up the process, and you may see it used more in background characters that are just walking around, that kind of thing. But today, I mean, and I'd say this in any part of the industry. The thing about it is just learn to do what you want to do well, because that's going to put you in the position of being hired as an animator, a rigger, a lighter, a background artist. If you want to become more of a generalist, that's a good thing. And we've talked about the fact that if you can learn other programs like Unreal for gaming is something that puts you in a different area that's very valuable right now, because there's more jobs in that area than there are in feature films, those kind of things. How about you?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here you are. We're both in our twilight years, maybe. our golden years. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you embraced. I got to say,
we're
man,
in our toilet paper years right now. I've embraced it.
You way more than me embrace technology. I mean, look at you got 3D printers back. It looks like Frankenstein's lab behind you. You got these printers. You got this. You're always messing with AI. Really. Right, speaking of Monroe. So I think that's smart though, and you don't have to necessarily be a skilled technician in AI at all.
Yeah.
But if it can help you iterate and version things and make you faster, better, why not utilize the tool? I mean, that's what's going to keep you valuable. Not using it as a crutch, using it as a tool, and knowing that it can just help you in different ways. And again, I don't embrace it nearly as much as Brian does here, but I think there is a great, become a hybrid, to know enough. And I say this with my animator students, when you know Maya, if you just want to be an animator, come to Animation Mentor. There's other schools out there too.
Right.
But it's also nice to know a little bit about rigging, a little bit about modeling, a little bit like there's something called a hypershade. I don't know if you know hypershade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can color things in Maya really quickly. It's super. You can learn in 10 minutes, a couple minutes. Point is it makes you more empowered, and that confidence that you have going into an interview or being relevant in general will help you. For one, just because you feel like you know it a little bit more.
Right.
Whether if you don't master it all, you don't need to, but it is nice to know some of these things. So the same, likewise with AI, I think just knowing enough to kind of help you get through and maybe help you get a little quicker or tips and tricks, but and then it stops there. Then it's your skill set. But anyway.
Yeah. Good answer.
Good question. And good answer by Brian Curl.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Rip Van Curl.
Rip Van Curl.
Okay. So you got, I guess, Grace from North Dakota.
North Dakota.
What was the biggest thing you learned during animation training that you had no idea was so important before you started? That's a good one. I always talk about the secret and all these things that I kind of try to tease my students with and give them little nuggets to learn easier in a priority list. The one thing I think I learned in 2D and 3D really is, and this sounds really ridiculous, but it comes down to the bouncing ball a lot. After you know the secret, which is strong poses and timing, and I'll stand by that. But, bouncing ball, like we're nothing but 3 bouncing balls in space. You got a head ball, you got a chest ball, and a butt ball. And if you look at how they overlap, and if you strip away everything else, you can tell somebody's walking. And if you offset that kind of cool, it looks like somebody could be a lighter weight, a little heavier weight. But it means just throwing a baseball. I mean, just like body mechanics, like this is the ball, this is the ball, this is the ball. Yeah. You can see all of these arcs. You can see the motion. You can see the timing, the spacing. Everything is a bouncing ball. But after you get the strong poses, so that's how you break up the motion. But I didn't, I always kind of thought, oh man, I remember going to CalArts and they charged me back then. It was super cheap, $6,000 a year. Now it's like $56,000 a year. Yeah. That's a long time ago. $6,000. I'm like, really? You're gonna have me do the bouncing ball? I was kind of mad. I was kind of upset. Like, really? I'm paying all this money and this is what you're throwing at me? Like, I do that in my little algebra book. Make things. Yeah. I had no idea the importance of it. So if I was gonna say one thing, it would probably be that.
Yeah. There's several things that come to mind. Bouncing ball is one of them. I finished Animation Mentor a few months ago and loved it, but I still catch myself going in and just going, okay, I'm gonna go in and do a bouncing ball because I feel like there's things that I'm not strong in, and I feel like going back to those things like the bouncing ball and the pendulum and those kind of things, and revisiting those keeps you fresh on timing and spacing and those kind of things. It doesn't hurt to go back and do that. As a matter of fact, there's another little certificate class that I joined that somebody else is giving a class on called I think it's Animation Lab. It's not very expensive. But it's good for tuning up because you start all over and it's a quicker pace, and it probably doesn't go into the details that Animation Mentor does because you have the one-on-one with your instructors and those kind of things, and you don't have that with this one. But it's still good to dive into those, even if you just go to YouTube and look at their, look at some videos of how to do the bouncing ball, and maybe they're going to show you something that you didn't see before. But probably my biggest takeaway from everything, and we talked about this before, is learning how to hold.
Yes.
Hold. Don't feel like everything has to be moving all the time, because we're in the mindset, our timing in life, you feel like we're moving all the time, but we're not. I could sit here and just talk and my body's not moving very much. And so I don't have to have this going all the time. I'd look kind of funny if I did this. But when you say hold for 50 frames, that's only a couple of seconds.
That's a couple of seconds.
So I mean, what was it? Was it Hanna-Barbera, I think, or maybe it was Warner Brothers, when they came out with like the Flintstones and the Jetsons even. They wouldn't even animate the body. They would just animate the head. They would have different body. They would have a body in one position, and then the head would be moving, and the mouth would be talking. And they did that to save time and be able to get those done quickly. But if you were a kid and you were watching that, you didn't care if their body was moving. They were talking, So, holds is
a good one. Well, let me reiterate, though. I don't know if I made myself clear. I mean, you were right about that. But the bouncing ball, I don't mean sitting there making the bouncing ball.
Right.
I'm talking about, kind of softening up. Let's say I got Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
And I basically kind of, what's it called? Kind of numb him out, or what's it called? Dilute him. And then you put a spear here, right?
Yeah.
You parent it to his head. And then you put another spear on his chest. Now, please, this is completely different than I'm just talking about doing a bouncing ball.
Right.
Now, when I'm animating, I see that motion, this bouncing ball. It's not bouncing so much it is moving. So that's what I'm saying is you've got to simplify it. It's so easy to get a 3D rig and start moving stuff around.
Yeah.
Biggest mistake you could ever make. But you start thinking of it very simply and look at the bouncing ball, I'm saying bouncing ball, I mean moving ball. Like, so you parent it to the head, so now you're seeing these cool arcs. You're seeing how long it's held for. You're not looking at the pretty eyeballs and the eyelashes and the hair and the hat. You're seeing just this motion. And when you can get that down, when you can get that smooth, head, you got 3 balls, right? And then either hands. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So I hope I didn't misunderstand, because I feel like that kind of slipped by where it's like, just do the bouncing ball. That's where it starts, of course. But you can simplify after you get the strong poses and the top, but you can still see that when you do your talking about the held poses. Yeah. But after you do that, it's important to see the arcs. It's important to see how fast it takes to get my head up from here to here. And you're not looking at the head per se. You're just seeing this ball, and you can suddenly kind of play with that ball. Well, maybe I'll make it do this. Yeah. That's what makes a motion look good.
Yeah, and when you're doing 3D, use that tracking in Maya or whatever program you're using.
Yeah,
because those tracking lines have helped me out a whole bunch, because you can see where you've hit a wall because it just kind of goes this way.
Right.
And you can see you can get those arcs and things. But
overshoot, because you don't want to just stop unless you want that to happen. But
so
it's that's what I meant. So hopefully
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, Mike from Pennsylvania. As a new animator, what's one lesson or skill you struggled with at first, but now realize completely changed the quality of your animation? Okay. What was the one skill that I struggled with? Well, there was all of them.
Skill. I don't know. One lesson or skill I struggled with. I guess... Shooting a reference, people don't understand why it's so useful.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and, try to shoot the perfect reference. You can edit your reference down. You can do all these things, but sometimes it's really valuable to make your performance look good.
Right.
So just understanding that, and then, when you shoot your reference, like, being aware of the 12 principles a little bit, thinking about arcs a little bit, like thinking about interesting poses. That way you don't have to go so far off what you've done. You know, you're not sitting there reinventing the wheel. You can kind of use your cool poses you did without overthinking. But I mean, I think even in 2D, you know, I would shoot stuff, reference, you know what I mean? And it was different back then because it was tough back then. Now everyone's got to, come on, man. It's so easy now to shoot reference or find reference. You know, Rhino House, there's all kinds of.
You can make reference. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. If I wanted reference of somebody on a skateboard coming up to a rail, coming down the rail, and then flipping off and maybe landing on their chin. Okay, where am I going to find that reference at? You know, I don't want to go exactly by the reference when I animate, but with AI, I can go into one of these video generators and I can say, this is what I want. And it'll give me a video, a real video of somebody doing exactly what I'm telling them to do. And I can go into AI and say, I want a side view and a front view. I mean, in today's world, that's where I think AI becomes a tool that if you're not able, let's say that you're disabled and you're an animator and you can't get up and move around. Well, you don't have to try to go through 1,000 websites finding reference that does what you want it to do. Now you can just generate it.
True.
And that's going to speed up your process just by doing that. So, and I think reference is a big thing because if you're not an actor and you're trying to do reference, you're like, how am I going to get good reference? I'm not an actor. So you try to find somebody else that can help you out that acts. And there's a lot of people out there that'll help you, but sometimes you don't want to ask. You know? So I wouldn't use AI for acting, like, you know, close-ups and expressions. But something that's got a lot of movement, I think that will speed up the process of that. And I think that is probably, I would agree with you on, that's probably one skill that I struggled with. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I've gotten a little better at it. But, you know, you get better over time if you just keep trying. So
and looking at other people's reference, I send these to my students too. I'm like, I'll say good reference, I'll show you a bad reference, because it's good to see the bad stuff too. Why it doesn't work. But
so you send them my stuff and then you send them your stuff.
There you go. No. So these are good questions though this week. I love it.
Yeah. Well, hope that answers everybody's questions. And,
what, we got some news now, or?
All right, industry news. I'm going to read a little bit about what I found in the industry news, and then Tim and I can kind of talk about it. And if you guys have any questions about that, send it to our email at asktheanimators@gmail.com, and maybe we'll try to answer any questions you have next podcast. So, independent animation is officially becoming a major force in entertainment. A brand new industry report says independent animators are now reshaping the entertainment business, especially with Gen Z's audiences. The report found 61% of young animation fans say they enjoy indie-created animation series as much or more than shows from major studios. Things like creator-owned IPs are competing with Hollywood. Audiences are connecting more with originality than giant studio budgets, and fans they're now helping push those shows out with memes and other things on the internet, because the fans are sharing those things on the internet. The question is, are we watching the beginning of the next generation of animation studios being built by creators instead of corporations? So, I mean, 61%, that's a pretty good chunk of Gen Zs anyway, would rather watch something created by an independent than a big studio. Because the stuff that the independents are putting out there is so good. I mean, you go on, I'll tell you one that you can go on. It's Brigham Young University Arts and Animation on YouTube. They put out some amazing amazing animation. They have for several years, and they put all their stuff up on YouTube. Now, it doesn't generate income for them, and it's put on there by the college, and so they do give the creators a little byline underneath it, created by, but unless you look for it, you don't know who made it. And I'm sure that those students use it as their part of their demo reels. And then there's CG, I think it's CG Bros. They have a YouTube site that they show a lot of different animations, shorts that people have done, that have sent in to them. There's so much talent out there. I feel like, and people are doing fundraising to, they're doing the Kickstarter and stuff to raise money to finance their shows. Do you feel like that's which way we're going, Tim?
Yeah, I think the way we consume, especially consume entertainment now, you know what I mean? I mean, there's so many people that are just accepting that, YouTube is a viable source or whatever. Obviously, that's why we're trying to start Fan TV,
right?
To supersede all that. But I think, the content that people are creating, again, maybe an AI will help expedite this too, to make even more things available. Not completely AI, just to get the more content out there. But I think all the independents, and like you said, bring them young, and I've seen some of that stuff. It's like remarkable.
Yeah.
The quality and just the storytelling and the character. I mean, it's quality. People just, I don't think people care like, okay, oh my God, it's got to be a Disney or Pixar.
Right.
I think they did before. I think because there were some shoddy stuff going on about 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And you see these like DVDs that were ripoffs of Kung Fu Panda.
Oh yeah.
People with, I got one or two just as a joke.
Yeah.
A Panda Fighter, and it's like, what? It's really disturbing.
Well, you worked on Kung Fu Panda, so
Yeah.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
I did. I worked a little bit on Kung Fu Panda. What was I going to say? Yeah, but I think that seeing all of this explosion, if you will, of new talent and new studios and new, like you see, Indiegogo and Kickstarters, and that's I don't know if call it a trend. I think it's here to stay. I think it might even get bigger.
Yeah.
But I mean, the big studios are not going anywhere for sure.
Right.
Zootopia makes $1 billion plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disney's not. Zootopia 3 is in the works right now. You know it.
Yeah.
And so is a million other. So I do feel that's truth, and I do feel like I think it'll be more than that. I think the young, which you said, Gen Z. Is there one even younger than that now, or is that pretty much the youngest?
I'm not
demographic?
Sure. I'm old. I don't keep up with all that demographic stuff as far as Gen Z or something. I just know, that.
That's probably younger.
Yeah, probably one of the youngest.
Yeah, well, let's go with that.
Of course, they've got the little kids, the small children and stuff that you need kids shows for. But
sure.
Yeah, it is. It's the creators that are out there right now, they are creating amazing shorts. They don't have the money or the time to put into doing a full feature. I was actually talking to a gentleman the other day that we're going to have on the show before long. He's an independent animator. He actually works for a studio in Nashville, but he has doing his own thing too. He's working on a short right now that he wants to make into a series. And, he was like, well, it's just a short. It's only 7 minutes long. It's only going to be 7 minutes long. And I said, that's fine, because 33% of the viewership of Disney Plus is one show, and that's Bluey. And it's an animated show that is 7 to 8 minutes long. And you can do 7 to 8 minute long episodes all day long. And if you've got something that resonates with kids and parents and adults, it's going to do well, even if it's 7 minutes. You can, used to, companies would do these big shows. They would do, a big feature. And if it did well, then they do a series. And Disney still does that. Mm-hmm. And so do the other ones. So if it's doing well, let's do Mermaid the series for kids, But there's nothing to say that you can't do a series first. And if it does well, then you take that profitable money, if you're on a platform that pays you, and put it into financing a fully feature movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where what we're talking about with Fan TV is all these creators, they're putting out some great stuff, and they're putting it on YouTube and Vimeo and, you know, and things like that. And there's a little bit of monetization, a little bit of money there if it does really well and they get lots and lots of visitors. But it's not much. And, you know, with creators, it's usually not about the money, but it is, because without having a job, you've got to work full time and you don't have time to do your own thing that you really want to do. You've almost got to be able to pay your bills, and you've got to have money to finance what you're doing. And that's why they don't do the feature length or put more time into it, because life is there. Even Aaron Blaze, he did Snow Bear. You know, I'm working on a maquette for Aaron right now to give him. This is Snow Bear. It's an amazing animated show that he made. It's a short, and it's gotten lots of views. I can't remember, like 50,000 views or something like that, or maybe more than that. It's won several awards at this point, but it was like 10 minutes long. He did all the animation on it, including the snowflakes, the background scenery, everything. And now he's working on a new one that he was going to show off today, actually, on his website, creatureartteacher.com. And I think it's Blue Whale. And it's going to be amazing too, because he's an amazing artist, amazing animator. But with Fan TV, we want it to be a profit sharing basically with all the creators. And so we're looking for those great animated shorts and features that people have made out there to commit to being on it, so we can have that to go to the backers to try to raise the money to launch the TV station platform. We've got a lot of things already in line, but there's a lot of work to do. And we've got a lot of animators that I've talked to. I talked to a lot of them at the convention, at the Animation Y'all Expo in Nashville. And I've got some of them that are interested in committing their projects to our platform. We've already got a couple of studios that have several episodes of series for kids that have already committed. But we need enough content to fill that channel up before we can even raise the money. And so it's not a win-lose situation for content creators, because if you've already got something, all we're asking you to do is commit to being on the station if we get it running. And so we need you to reach out to us so we can talk to you and see what you've got and see if it fits our platform and move on from there. So that's what we're looking at with Fan TV. And I mean, I feel like it's going to be a win-win situation for everybody involved. You can find out more about it at www.familyanimatio.net. There's a load of information on there, and our contact information, of course, is on there. You know, Tim and Tim, you know, you've been an animator for a long time, and when it comes to what we're trying to do, how do you feel like that's going to help the animators and creators that no other platform has ever done before?
Well, you get a sense of pride that you wouldn't get anywhere else, because you bust your tail, you know, making your own film or short, or even if you're collaborating with other people.
Right.
You know, the respect level, you know, you guys know how hard you work. It's just giving back to the community. I mean, you know, yeah, we want to make some money too, but we want you to make some money. And I think, like Brian said, it's not about the money per se. Of course, everybody wants to get rich and make a lot of money, but the point is, it's like the unsung heroes. And when you know, toil away and you spent years on a project, you just don't slap it on YouTube and hope maybe a few people see it. We're talking about big. We're talking really big. And I think, you know, and then, because there's nothing like that out there. You know, there's nothing like that. And to cherish and celebrate our community is something that should have been done a long time ago. But the thing is now, because Brian just brought this up, 61% of people are watching more independent stuff. Now is the time. really that maybe it wasn't, we weren't ready for this. Maybe fan TV emerged because it had to happen. But we just need to, we need your content, we need your help, we need your support, but we need you guys to understand that this is going to be big, and you guys are going to be celebrated, and you know, and get the adulation you deserve. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a passionate, but we all know it's a passionate job.
Yeah, it is.
But it also, it's dedication, it's hard work, it's those endless hours behind the screen or behind the drawing board, and to finally get notarized and people say, hey, that's great, you know. I think that's huge. I think that's why stands out, and the timing probably couldn't be better. Maybe it would have been 10 years ago, but now I think it's the perfect time. So that's what I got to say. Sorry.
No, I mean, this is what it's about. We don't want to come across as salesmen. We're not asking for money right now. You know, when we do our fundraising, we've got a couple of different avenues. We probably will do like a Kickstarter, but we also have backers that we can talk to that may be interested in putting some money into it. And if people who are creators want to help start it, you know, we want to make sure that if you have $5 and you want to put in on it, hey, put it in. We'll put your name on something and give you some adulation for it. You know, we want it to be a workable situation for everybody. But here's the thing: we've seen companies like Disney and other companies, even Universal, and all these companies. And when it came to their entertainment, it seems like they start out with creative people in the charge. They're in charge of them, and now it's business people. Even when Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg were at Disney, they were both creators. I mean, they came from an entertainment background. That's what they did. And when you're a creator like we are, our mindset is different than anybody else's, because it's about what you do from the heart and not the pocketbook. And sometimes what you do from the heart can be more successful than that number crunchers. And now you've got all these big companies and they're being ran by business people. And so they don't have the creative side, they don't have the creative thinking. Tim and I, you may know Tim from all the stuff he's done, but you may not know Tim because you may know the stuff he's done. But again, animators don't get the adulation that they should. The creators in general, riggers, lighters, all those people, because you see their name flash at the end of the show in a spread that lasts 5 seconds. You know, when I got into animation, that's when I realized that the people that really do the work never really got the credit. And that's something we want to change. Tim and I are both veterans of the entertainment industry. We're creators. I'm a creator. I've drawn all my life. I do stuff all the time. I'm always working on something. I've learned animation, went to school for it, know that you have to put the hours in to learn things. Tim has been an animator for 37 plus years. How old were you when you first started deciding that you wanted to do animation?
I decided to do it at 15, 14, 15.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to Andreas Deja here a while back, and it clicked in his head in Germany or Poland when he was 11 years old when he watched The Jungle Book. I mean, not a lot of people know at 15 or 11 what they want to do with their life. I sure didn't. I thought I did, and if I would have went down that track, I would have been a professional bull rider for the rest of my life. And I probably would be in really bad shape. But you know, Tim has been in the entertainment business for a long time. He knows a lot of the ins and outs. I was in the entertainment business in a different area because I have a record label. I've worked with, I mean, Tim's worked with some big name animators and actors and all those things. And I've worked with some pretty big name artists that I've produced and released music with. Worked with Bill Shatner. He was a lot of fun to work with, and some of the guys from Alabama, the largest selling country group in history. So we've worked in the industry. Tim has worked with people like Andreas and John Pomeroy and
Glenn King, James Baxter. Yeah, there's a ton of them.
And so we've worked with and under these people and learned from them about the industry. And that's the thing. If you don't know the industry, you can be a great animator. As a matter of fact, our guest next time will probably be talking about that. He's a secret guest right now. We're going to hold you out, not tell you who it's going to be, but it's going to be a big name. But I remember him saying that a lot of animators that worked with him, they were just animators. He said you have to learn the industry part of it. You have to learn the business side of it. And that's why they were successful in what they did. So, that's where we're at. We're hoping we can get some support from our followers. And if you're watching this podcast and you know anybody else, other animators, send them our link. Get us some followers, like and follow our podcast. Make sure that you drop us an email at asktheanimators@gmail.com and put entry in the comment line at the top, and you'll be entered for a gift like this. I got my cup on my coaster. Like this 2D animation disc coaster or a 2D animation disc pencil holder. We've got some other things we're giving away, and make sure that you enter. We'll do that once a month and give that away, and then get it shipped out to the winner every month. Make sure that you drop us a line with your questions for our next podcast. Same email address, asktheanimators@gmail.com. We're going to kind of go out of here for a minute and let you watch a few more clips of interviews that I did at Animation Y'all in Nashville that was put on by the Bancroft Brothers. Amazing expo. Go next year if you get a chance. And we'll be back when these clips are over.
We're back here at Animation Y'all, and who am I talking to?
Jacob Birmingham.
Jacob Birmingham. Where are you from, Jacob?
Texas originally, and I've dropped an anchor in Tennessee, so I'm here now.
All right. And so what kind of project have you got going?
We have a short film that was made as a student short film with masters and undergrads from Lipscomb University called The Legend of Bill. It's been around the world and coast to coast the United States, made by hand here. And now we're taking that, and as the creator of that IP, I'm working on developing it as a series.
Okay. Now, is it 2D or 3D animation?
It's 2D, 3D hybrid.
Okay. A little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
So what's your education?
Masters now.
Masters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where did you get your masters at?
Lipscomb University.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Right
here.
Right here. Okay. You came home.
I came home.
We are at Animation Y'all. We're in the upper floor, the upper room.
Yes.
The upper room.
Yeah.
So who am I talking to?
I'm Riley. I am the CEO of Triloom Animation Studios, which is behind us.
Okay. And tell me what kind of projects you got going on.
Oh yeah, we are doing full in-house, traditionally animated shows and movies. We're working on a post-apocalyptic one right now. We're going for the tonality of like Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Just working on that.
So it's apocalyptic. Is
Yes.
You mean the world's going to end? Is that what
I
you're
mean, the
telling
world
me?
already ended.
Well, nobody told me.
Yeah. I hate to tell you now. I hate for you to find out this way.
I'm always the last to know. I really am. Where are you guys from?
Well, I'm actually from Washington State initially, but I came to Nashville to go to Lipscomb, and I met my two best friends, Jordan and Abby, there, and we're making it based. There's Abby, and we're all based in Nashville now, so it's a full Nashville studio.
Right. So is there somewhere where people can see your clips or anything
Yeah,
online?
absolutely. If you go to look up Triloom Animation Studios on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, we're on all three.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll try to put her links up down below too. If you want to go and check her out, or make sure that you give them some love and go and share and just like their stuff. And make sure that they know you're there from us. You can say, we sent you.
Please do. Yes. Thank
right.
you so
All
much.
right,
Thank
thank
you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Happy animating.
I was able to work for about 2.5 years with another great night old man, Ollie Johnston. And we worked on the character Penny together. And each one of these guys had amazing abilities that we just tried to soak up. Working with John Lounsbury, working with Willie Reiderman, working with Frank and Eric and Ollie and Milt. They were just fantastic. And they were extremely generous, too, with us young guys. We would barge into their rooms and they would take the time and explain things to us and show us things and share with us.
And it was just, it was an amazing time. So if you get a chance, definitely go next year. Be checking their website for information on tickets. And it's cheap to go.
Yeah.
So
worth it.
We're hoping we'll probably try to have a booth there next year ourselves, and we're thinking maybe set up some chairs, have it set up for our podcast too.
Yeah, there you go. Go live.
And we can have people come in and sit down, and we can do questions with them about what they're doing at the expo. And Tim talked about he's a caricature artist, and so he could do some of that there. And we'll probably have some goodies and stuff that we'll have from Fan TV and Ask the Animators. Other than that, I think I'm done for the day. Make sure that you keep watching those social media platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Share with your friends. We'll be announcing our special guest for in 2 weeks for our podcast soon, and you won't want to miss it. It'll be great. So,
all right,
got
brother.
anything?
You said it all, and then
All
some.
right.
I love it.
1, 2, 3.
Happy
Happy
animating.
animating.
See ya.
We're out. See ya.